Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm a mama and a wife. I have two kiddos. One is 21 months, one is 3 months, and they are both actually asleep right now. They are down for the night because it is 8:45 p.m. I've been wanting to make granola at home because, you guys, I always see recipes of how simple it is, and I decided to just try it because we eat a lot of granola, and if you buy like the healthier options of granola, they're expensive. Like, for example, this Purely Elizabeth granola bag is 0.9 ounces. We finished this so quickly because, again, we have granola every single day. My husband, me, and baby girl, my toddler. And this was $6, you guys. Like, that's expensive. Like, that adds up. It did taste really, really good, but I wanted to just give it a go with making my own granola because it seems like something that's very customizable. You can just play around with it, find the recipe that works best for you and your family, and I love that. So I found several recipes on YouTube Shorts, kind of took bits and pieces of different recipes that I found to just try, just give it a go. In a pot, I'm going to melt a 1/3 cup of butter, which is about 5.3 tablespoons. You can also use coconut oil, which is the option I wanted to go with, but I don't have coconut oil, which is why we're using butter. And next, you want to use some maple syrup or honey. I'm going to use maple syrup, and it is a 1/3 cup of maple syrup. And I think I have just that. So I'm going to add vanilla extract. You can add 1 to 2 teaspoons. I'm going to do 2 teaspoons. I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. So you want to stir this until the butter melts and everything is properly homogenized or mixed. Okay, meanwhile, we're coming over here and we're gonna mix a couple of things into this bowl. So I already have 3 cups of rolled oats here. I have these coconut flakes. I will be adding 1 cup of coconut flakes. Oops. All right. Next, I'm going to add a sprinkle of salt, and I'm gonna do about 1/2 teaspoon. Now our ground cinnamon, you wanna add 1 to 2 teaspoons of this. 1 teaspoon. 2 teaspoons. One of the recipes I saw used nutmeg, but not too much of it because it can like overpower and be very like strong. So just a sprinkle. I'm just gonna do like a dash, little bit. That's all I will be adding for now. At this point, you can also add different seeds or nuts, pumpkin seeds, hemp seeds, like whatever you want. I don't have any of that, so this is what I'm gonna be working with. And that's exactly the fun part, like the fact that you can add anything you want, really. After it bakes, I will be adding some little chocolate chips that I found in my pantry. I also found these cacao nibs, so I'll just add that at the end because I don't want to bake this with the oats just because it'll melt in there. If you wanted to add raisins, you also add that at the end, like once it bakes and it's cooled down, because otherwise they'll just burn. My syrup over here looks like it's completely melted and stirred, so I'm gonna turn off the heat on this, and I'm gonna add all of my dry ingredients. It's just a matter of mixing and completely coating your oats in the syrup. You guys, that already smells so sweet and delicious. That is all properly mixed now. I'm clearing out my countertop because I have such a mess, you guys. But I'm pretty sure cooking or baking is messy for everyone, right? Like, not just me. Let me check on baby boy. Baby boy just flipped on his tummy, so I'll be back. Let me check on him. All right, he's fine. He just loves sleeping on his tummy now, but it's a very new thing for us, so I'm still a little bit on edge about it. I have my baking sheet here with parchment paper. You just want to dump your oats on here. Now we just want to spread it, and you want to make sure it's just spread out and flat on your sheet. Some people said if you like more of that cluster granola, you don't want it to be too flat. I'm gonna go ahead and make it pretty flat because baby girl loves granola, so I don't want to have my clusters be too thick because I don't want her to choke. That seems about right. I'm gonna pop into the oven. I'm gonna bake at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 to 20 minutes, and you're going to stir it up at the halfway point. Okay, it is the halfway point. I just pulled this out of the oven. Now I'm going to flip or just stir it up so it can bake evenly. That's like pretty well stirred, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Right here.
Okay. Now I'm gonna pop it back into the oven to bake for the remainder of time. Oh my gosh, babe. So now I'm gonna let it cool for about 30 minutes before I add the remainder of the things that I want to add. It is now the next morning. By the time the granola cooled last night, I was so tired, so I decided to finish up today. All we have left is to add our cacao nibs and some chocolate chips. I'm gonna pour it into this bowl. It's easier for baby girl and I to mix. I'm just gonna use what I have. I have some of these chocolate chunks and some of these chocolate chips. I'm just gonna use the remainder of this bag. Let me measure it to see how much we have. Hold this for mommy, okay? Hold it for mama. So for the chunks, it's about 1/8 of a cup because it's half of this. Ready? And pour it. Yay! That was the chocolate chunks, 43% cacao. Now we're gonna add some of these semi-sweet chocolate chips that I got at Trader Joe's. I'm gonna add about 1/4 cup of chocolate chips and some. Good job. Now for the cacao nibs. So I have about I have about 1/8 of a cup of the little cacao nibs. Here, mommy, let's toss it in. Give me your hand. Yay!
Buddy boy.
Wow. So there it is. It looks so good. It is really good. Baby, you want to taste it?
Yeah,
We're gonna do a little taste test. My husband's gonna try it.
Let me get a little chocolate.
The chocolate chips are kind of big, but it's what we had.
It's really good.
Yummy, mama. Here, let me give you a little bit. It's good, huh?
Can't wait to have this in yogurt.
And you want to store it in a airtight container. This is the only one I have. Do we have a funnel?
Oh, I mean, that's one way to do it.
It'll take a while, but I'm gonna go ahead and fill this up. Look how beautiful! Look at this, babe. I'm a whole granola mom now.
There we are.
Wow! It tastes so good, and I cannot wait to have this with some Greek yogurt and apples or any choice of fruit.
Ready? This is for you, Mama. It's your little pancakes.
Oh my god, those are so cute. Breakfast burrito.
This is Mama's.
This is massive. Oh my god. Thanks, baby. French toast, eggs, sausage.
Butter over here looks nice. Straw for your coffee.
I just got my Walmart groceries delivered and I want to show you what I got. I have everything laid out here. The only thing that's not laid out are the eggs. I ordered 2 of the larger sized ones, but they didn't have any, so they substituted to several of these small ones. I believe it was 6 of these small ones. So here are all the fruits and veggies. I got broccoli, zucchini. I got 1 sweet potato, 2 potatoes, onions and garlic, and then I got 2 mangoes, 2 green apples, and some avocado for my morning toast, as well as a cantaloupe because I love this with my Greek yogurt. Got 3 of these milks and then some cottage cheese. And I am new to coffee creamer, so this is the second one I've tasted. I tried the Chobani sweet cream and I liked it, but I kind of want to explore a little bit more. So we're going to try this vanilla one. Chicken broth, orange juice, some hash brown patties. Baby girl loves these for breakfast. Paper plates, and baby girl needs some new toothbrushes. Some diced tomatoes and tomato sauce cans. Corn, pickles, and some bread here, sourdough, because I have that every morning for breakfast. And then this loaf of bread for sandwiches. So the total for all of these items, it was 42 items, was $101. I'm typically not a vanilla girl, so I was a little bit skeptical if I would like the coffee creamer, but it's not bad. Let's start off with your butterfly puzzle. Butterfly, butterfly. Happy Monday. All out. Good job. Push, push. Good job. Last one. Good job. High five. We're done with the butterfly. We're gonna do some animal cards. Yeah, good job. Done with the animal cards. Now, what's next, Mama? You want to do some colors?
Purple.
Orange. So the color flashcards, baby girl wants to do these alphabet flashcards. Usually for the colors, what I like to do instead of only using flashcards, because this is just for her to like take them out and play with them, I think, and like shuffle them around. She enjoys just taking things out of bags and stuff. But for the colors, what I'll do instead is throughout the day, we'll just point at different things around us and have her guess the color. And that's definitely been a more fun way to learn her colors. If we're all done, we have to clean up so we can move on to the next thing, okay? Fishy, that's fishy. How do you do fish? Fishy, swimming in the water. Mommy. Mommy, Daddy, all done. Thank you, Mama. All done with that. So I'm using this box as a catch-all to capture like all the random things that go on the countertop spaces because I just can't live that way anymore. The issue now is that we aren't really like clearing out the catch-all, so it's just starting to fill up with like really random things like sunblock, foot lotions, nipple pads. So I'm just gonna go through this right now, empty it, and put things where they belong, because ideally that's what I would be doing. I would go through this like every day or every few days. A stick, oh my gosh. A headlamp, What is going on here? It is 10:35 a.m. and I'm gonna start prepping lunch. Your girl typically naps at noon, so I like to get the process started of lunch by 10:30. Both kids are napping and I have a lot of laundry to catch up on. This is not even all of it. And I thought that while I fold some laundry, I can talk to you guys. Typically during the naps, I like to cook dinner, but I rather just focus on laundry today because with baby girl having swim the last 2 weeks, I still was doing my one load of laundry per day, like washing, drying, all that. Obviously not folding, but most of the time what I was washing was whatever we would use for swim. And I would throw in a little bit of our clothes as well, but not enough to make a dent. Anyway, who cares? I wanted to quickly chat about how breastfeeding is going for me this time around. And I would say that overall, in comparison to when I was feeding baby girl, who is now a toddler, obviously breastfeeding is very difficult. When I did it the first time with baby girl, it was definitely harder because I had to learn so much, and I'm still learning because obviously every child is different. In terms of like learning to breastfeed, obviously this time around there were already things that I had learned, you know. In the beginning, I will say, like with baby boy, we're definitely more sensitive. I don't remember with baby girl them ever being as sensitive as with baby boy. I had to buy the like silverettes. I don't know what they're called. They're like the metal, like the gray metal like cups. I had to wear those for the beginning, like for the first couple of weeks when I was nursing baby boy, and then it just went away. Like I never needed them after that. In terms of this time around with breastfeeding, big reason as to why I find it just so much easier is because I am not really pumping this time around. I absolutely hated pumping. When I did it with baby girl, I hated it because I never had one of those portable pumps, like the ones that you can just walk around with without needing to connect to an outlet. I never had that. I ordered a pump that was covered by our insurance, and at that time, those type of pumps weren't covered by insurance. I don't know if they are covered now, but at that time they were not. Anyway, I hated pumping so much. I felt like I had to be doing it like all the time. I think it's because it took me a little bit longer to figure out nursing that I just kind of resorted to the bottle a little bit more. There's nothing wrong with the bottle. I do bottle because I don't always want to like have to nurse baby boy. Like I want my husband to be able to nurse him, or just anyone else nurse. I want my husband to be able to feed him with the bottle. Pumping was just so annoying. Like it's so many parts that you have to wash and all the bottles that you have to wash. Right now my sink is like literally full. Like I don't need to add more to that, you know? Another thing that has really facilitated nursing is that now I just like nurse anywhere. And I also nurse laying down. I think with baby girl, I always felt like I had to nurse on the rocking chair, and honestly, my rocking chair is not very comfortable. Like I could never really figure out like the boppy, and I don't know. Even to this day, like when I sit on the rocking chair with baby boy, for some reason, it's just never fully comfortable for me to nurse him on there. This time around, it's really nice because I nurse him laying down, so I'm able to rest way more. I'm able to have like horizontal rest way more. Like sometimes if my feet are hurting, if I just feel like I need a break, obviously laying down is going to help with that. So I'll just nurse him. While he's nursing, I'll be on my phone. Like right now, while he was nursing, I was literally on my phone, like on my notes section, because I'm trying to put together a menu of different foods that we resort to, like that we typically eat, that I typically cook, so that I, instead of like always thinking about what I'm going to cook, I can just pick out like meals from there to make for the week, you know, like kind of having a little family menu and then from that menu selecting the foods. I think even though I have my go-to meals, I do like still find myself putting a lot of thought into like, okay, what am I gonna cook today? What should I order? What should we get from the grocery store? Like I need to just eliminate that decision making and just, okay, I know what we're making, I know what we need, boom. This is the menu for the week. So I'm still working on that. Anyway, that's what I was doing right now while baby boy was nursing. So anyway, like I typically lay down, either do that, like do something productive, or just go on YouTube and like fully relax, turn my brain off and just watch whatever I want to watch. Definitely a game changer. I also did this with baby girl, but I didn't even know I could do that till when she was a little bit older. I want to say she was 6 months when I saw a video or like I read a brochure or pamphlet at the pediatrician. I don't know. Like I remember not doing it till later, till she was older with her. So having that under my belt this time around has definitely been so game changing. And I don't only nurse laying down on my bed. I also do it like on the floor when baby girl's playing and baby boy's hungry. I just lay down on the blanket and nurse him. So yeah, that's a little update on breastfeeding. I'm going to try to breastfeed for as long as I can. With baby girl, I breastfed her up until she was 8 months because my supply significantly dropped when I got my first period. Shortly after that, I got pregnant. So from that point on, we just did formula for her from that point to when she was 1 year old, because after that, we transitioned her to regular milk per her pediatrician's recommendation. And obviously she was eating solid foods from like 6 months onward, so she didn't really do formula for too long, which is fine if your kid does, but like for me it's one less expense if I don't have to buy formula, you know? Yeah, with baby boy, I'm gonna feed him as long as I have supply and as long as he will take the breast, because you know how kids are. You may have a plan, but they tend to switch up plans for us, so I'm not too stressed about it. I'll do whatever I have to do. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is screen time, because I know it's a hot topic in the motherhood realm, with good reason. So for baby girl, I want to say she never was really interested in TV. I remember when I was in my last days of pregnancy with baby boy and I had stopped working, I really wanted to soak in my final moments with baby girl. So we were like going everywhere. We were doing story time, we were going to the library even more. We're like doing all these things. And I remember something I really wanted to do with her was to watch a movie. And I tried watching movies with her, but she just was not really interested. I think she didn't really take an interest in screens until like she was, I want to say, 1 year and 3 months or so. And the main thing she would like to watch are like videos on YouTube, like nursery rhyme or like ABC, like just kids stuff, like kids songs. But I don't really like that because we don't pay for like YouTube TV or YouTube Premium or any of that, so there are a ton of ads. And I started noticing that she would just flip out, like she'd get so mad anytime an ad came on. She also like couldn't really talk as much yet, and like a new song would play and she didn't want that song, but she didn't know how to communicate what song she wanted, so I had to be guessing like what she wanted to hear next. And she would just get so mad and cry, and I would just get frustrated because I'm like, I don't know what she wants to watch. And also she would want to listen to like the same song or the same couple of songs over and over and over. So like I thought that was like maybe not good, and it was also just really annoying. So I started like thinking this is not gonna work. And so at that point was when I wanted to transition into more like into things that were longer. But like I said, she wasn't really into movies yet. It wasn't until she was like 1.5 years, which is when baby boy was born, that she was a little bit more into movies. And this happened with my mom because my mom put on Sing, the movie Sing for her, and also Despicable Me 4. She like loved those. Anyway, just like a little backstory on how screen time initiated, like when she first got into it to like when baby boy was born. Having two kids that are both under 2 is so difficult, especially when you're on your own. So I would say we heavily relied on screens a lot. When baby boy was like fresh out the womb, it was what it was. Like I was figuring it all out. I was on my own, and I knew it wasn't going to be forever. Like I know that like I can't even watch TV all day because my head will hurt. So I knew that that wasn't going to be a long-term thing. So it was something that caused a lot of stress for me because I didn't want it to be happening. Like I didn't want to be relying on screens that much, but I also like didn't know what else to do. I was just feeling stuck. Like I don't know how to not watch TV because like I couldn't even, I didn't know how to entertain her in the beginning when like baby boy was just like he slept a lot, but when he was a like fresh out the womb newborn, but also like I was so tired. I still didn't like know, I didn't know how to do anything. Like I was figuring it all out in those first couple of weeks. So I would say that I did what I had to do in that phase of life. However, like at one point, it definitely became a stressor for me. I knew that I wanted to like wean out of that. I'm not like against screens, and I'm not shaming anyone that is in a phase where they're relying on screens maybe a little bit more than they would like. I'm no one to judge. Like there is enough judgment in the world of parenthood already. Whether someone else is judging you or you're judging yourself, like I'm not casting judgment, all right? I'm just explaining my situation. And my situation was that I did reach a point in which I'm like, okay, like we need to tone back the screen time a little bit, you know? I also did notice that baby girl's behavior was just not where I wanted it to be. She would like just throw more tantrums. It was just notably different how she would act when we were watching a lot of TV versus when we weren't. I slowly started like decreasing the amount of time and started figuring out routines, activities that I could do. And I started also getting used to handling 2 children at the same time, dividing my attention. It takes a while, it's a process. So where we're at now is that Monday through Thursday, we pretty much never turn on the TV. She never uses my phone. She hasn't been introduced to an iPad yet, so that's not really an issue. But she is curious when I use my iPad. I notice obviously she's gonna peek because it's a screen, but I use it mainly when I'm cooking, like to watch recipes and stuff. Anyway, Monday through Thursday, we don't watch any TV at all, and she got used to that pretty quickly. So every kid is different, but I want to say one day I just decided, okay, no more TV. I don't care how many times she brings me the remote, I'm not gonna turn it on. I'm going to involve her in whatever I'm doing, so things might take longer, like chores might take longer, but I'm gonna do what it takes. Or we're just gonna play with her stuff. Like that's all I'm going to dedicate my day to. I don't care if nothing else gets done in the house. So those days like were messy. The house was messy. Maybe I didn't cook, but it was like, I don't care. Like this is my priority. So Monday through Thursday, no screens. Because I'm not really like a purist when it comes to anything, I am kind of like, all right, let's figure out a balance that works for this phase of life. I decided, you know what? Fridays, I'm typically very tired, and it's been a whole week of her not watching TV. Let's allow it. But I will say that even when Friday comes along, because she's used to not watching TV, like she won't really request to watch it. It's typically like if I'm just like exhausted, I need like a little break. I'll turn it on. We'll watch like Despicable Me or Miss Rachel. She loves Miss Rachel. Or like on YouTube, I'll put, she loves music videos. Right now she's really into Arcade Fire. So we'll put on like Arcade Fire music videos or whatever. Like we'll just watch some screen, typically like in the afternoon. Because in the morning we have like our little activities that are a little bit more educational. Like we read flashcards, learning animals, like all of that jazz. Typically, like it's right before my husband's gonna get home from work that I know like once he's home, we're gonna like turn it off and interact as a family or go out or whatever the case is. So Fridays, sometimes we watch a little bit of TV. So then weekends are where we're definitely like, all right, it's fine. But currently, like on Saturdays, we do try to get out in the morning, like for a walk or to meet up with friends or whatever. So we do spend like the morning outside more. So by the time we get home, it's her nap time. So typically on Saturdays, she does watch TV. It will be in the afternoons, maybe. And on Sundays, it will be maybe like in the morning, because right now we're going to church in the afternoon. So sometimes on Sundays we'll just like stay in the morning, but sometimes we also go out. So there isn't like a lot of TV being watched on Sundays either, but those are the days that we allow it, you know? So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's allowed. So it gives me that freedom to like, all right, it's fine if it happens. And if it does, it's fine, because I've already set that parameter, you know? So it really helped me to set like those very like clear rules with myself and like with my husband, because then it's like you don't have to think about it. It's just like, this is the way things are. But it did take us a while to get here. Like baby boy is now 3 months. So this is something that we've been developing over the last 3 months. I just want to share a little bit about like what that's been like for me. I know I've been talking forever, you guys, but hopefully it's all right. Hopefully it's okay. But I did want to be like a little bit more extensive with this topic, because I know it's a big topic, and I know that a lot of us struggle with this. And the reality is that it is hard, especially in a world where we're so screen dominated. All of us are, you know, it's just how the world is. And it's hard because it's hard for me to set limits with myself, like when I'm using my phone. So I'm not gonna pretend that I've got it all figured out. No, it's taken me a while to get here. And is it always going to be this way? I don't know. I don't know. This is just what feels right at the moment. Like I said, I really have to stress that I'm not casting judgment on you if that's not what it looks like for you, because I know we're all just like trying to figure it out. Everyone has different parenting philosophies. But anyway, I'm done folding clothes now. That went by fast because I was talking to you guys, so thank you. And I have yet to do my makeup today, guys. I definitely embraced the bare face for the first half of the day, because I have so much skin to skin contact with my kids, because my son's still small, he's 3 months old. I try my best to not like have anything on my face, because I'm afraid he's gonna be irritated. And my face has also been a little bit sensitive these days. Like little things irritate me. But anyway, you guys, I think this is a good point in which I can stop the video. I've been trying to like push out more content, like long form content, because this is what I enjoy more, to be honest. So that means I need to like know when to stop filming, because sometimes I can just film and have like one larger video, but I've been trying to have like more small videos. This one might be a little bit long because I was talking for a long time, but anyway, baby boy's also waking up, so perfect timing. Thank you so much for being here. Like the video, please, and if you watch but aren't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It really will help my channel out. I really want to grow it more and like be more consistent. Have a great rest of your day. I will see you in the next video.